Hey guys, how's it going? M Gaming here, and today we're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 4 and my halfway review. Now you might think this isn't technically halfway, and you're right, but next month, the halfway 6-month mark of the year, is E3 month, and you know there's going to be leaks and rumours that I'm going to talk about. So I'm probably got a lot of videos to do that month. I'm also going to be live streaming E3, or at least listening to it and live streaming some Uncharted. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's going to be fantastic. So I thought I'd do it a little bit early. You know what I mean? Because I'm waiting till the month of E3 for my prediction. So I thought I might as well do this a little bit early. I'm only really going to talk about the PlayStation. You know me, guys. I'm really a PlayStation fan. That's where I play pretty much all my games, so it's pointless me, talking about the Xbox and the Wii, because they're just not my things. And if I say something bad, people think you're a fanboy. If I go over the top, do you know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I'm being genuine, so there's no real point in doing it. So yeah, let's just talk about what I've really been playing, and that's the PlayStation. So for me, the year of has been so far very good. I made a video around about December/January time. Obviously it's still up on my channel. If you want to check it out, that's always great. If you've already checked it out, you'll know the video I'm talking about, and that is I said that the PlayStation 4 is going to be defined by 2016. I said this is the year, similar to about 2008, 2009, when we look back and say, holy crap, this is the greatest year of PlayStation. This is when the games really started coming thick and fast, and yeah, this is when we saw the big exclusives drop in a lot, and I thought it was going to be this year, and I guess so far, I think I've been right. I think it's been a fantastic half of the year. We've had 5 months and 3 AAA exclusives. That is very impressive. Do you know what I mean? We had 4 AAA exclusives last year for the whole year. Obviously, we had fantastic games like, timed exclusivity with Rocket League, which I loved. We had Dragon Quest Heroes. We had, we had a few games like that, but they weren't like big AAA games. We've had 3 of them already: Ratchet and Clank, MLB The Show, and Uncharted 4. So I'm going to start off with those games and then go to the smaller games, and maybe even talk about a few multiplats I've been playing, which, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, is not many games at all in terms of multiplat sort of this year. I also said in that video that I'm definitely going to try and broaden my horizons with different games. Indie games, Japanese games, fighting games, these sort of games that I never really touched. I've kind of been, not put off, but just it's not really been my genre, or I've never really grew up around those games, so I thought I'd try something new. So we'll get into that. Have I done it? Have I completely failed? You're probably expecting that, but let's see, how have I done? So first of all, MLB The Show. I'm going to be honest, skip over this because I didn't pick it up. I bought MLB The Show 15 last year because I love sports. I love sports games, but like FIFA, but I had absolutely no goddamn idea what I was doing. I didn't know the controls, so I kind of left it. If I'm going to be honest with you, I just left it this year. Obviously, I live in the UK, so getting MLB The Show is kind of pointless because I don't know the rules of of baseball. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what I was doing, and yeah, I think I learned from my mistake. Fantastic game, beautiful. I'm sure it has really great mechanics, but yeah, for me, it's just not interesting to me because yeah, I've never really played baseball. But then we're going to talk about Ratchet and Clank. Now, this was my surprise of the year. We knew, let's be honest here, we all knew Uncharted was going to be great. Even the worst Uncharted is fantastic, great. The best it was going to be is a masterpiece. The worst it was going to be was great. That's the kind of way I look at it with Uncharted 4. That was the worst it was going to be. But my surprise year, absolutely Ratchet and Clank, because you just don't know what to expect from Insomniac. We've had you know, they dropped games like, sometimes was it Fuse they dropped, which wasn't very good. You also have games like, I guess, you know, I don't even know, they've had a few bad Ratchet and Clank games. I thought Sunset Overdrive was okay. It was good, and it was a good comeback for them, but I don't believe it was like, oh my god, like Ratchet and Clank was, to me personally. Especially the PS2 Ratchet and Clanks, man. The third one, fantastic. But yeah, I mean, in general, I wasn't expecting much. I was hopeful. I was really hopeful, but I didn't expect much. And yeah, it's absolutely one of my game of the years. Definitely top 10, and deservedly so, because it was just fantastic, funny, beautiful, ran well, played well. What more can you ask for from a game, really? Story wasn't that great, to be honest with you, but yeah, I still think it was a 10 out of 10, no doubt, and still better than Bloodborne. And you know how much I praise that game. You know what I mean? I absolutely love Bloodborne, without a shadow of a doubt. My 2015 game of the year. Beat the game, platinum the game, 100%ed the DLC. Got, you know, put about, what, 100 hours into that game? Yeah, I did pretty well. You know, I pretty much loved the game. So yeah, that says a lot for Ratchet. Now, it sold well. Best-selling Ratchet and Clank game ever, which is very impressive, because you got to realise that the PS2 had a huge install base when some of them dropped. PS3, Cracking Time, dropped a bit later in the generation, so you have to bear that in mind. So yeah, fantastic to see. So let's talk about the greatness. Do you know what I mean? The greatness that is Uncharted 4. If you haven't watched my review, it's spoiler free. Please check it out. Give me a little bit of support on that. From a guy who's literally played every other Uncharted, platinumed all the Uncharteds twice. You know that I know the Uncharted series pretty well. You may disagree with my opinions, and that's completely fine. But you know, at least I have experience with the franchise, and I can tell you from my personal experience, the best Uncharted game, hands down. It's my favourite multiplayer. Now, I will say something about the multiplayer. I love it. It's fun. It's fast-paced. It's weird. It's wonderful. Great environments. The only thing I wish it had was a leveling up system. They add that in a patch, I'm happy as Larry. But in general, gameplay, fun, amazing game. Little bit casual, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to damage control, because I'm good at it. So if I'm good at the game, it's casual. I'm not going to deny that. You know, I'm not the best gamer. I'm okay, but I'm not the best. So if I'm good at it, let me tell you, it's a little bit casual. But it's a ton of fun, and that's what I want in a game. Now, I will just say, I'm not just saying it's good because it's casual, because I like Battlefield and Battlefront and all the... Well, Battlefront was a little bit casual as well. But you know what I mean? I don't mind hard multiplayers as long as they're good mechanically. So, you know... But fantastic multiplayer. In my opinion, the best story. You know, I was expecting maybe something else to happen in the end. But I thought it was a nice little ending, a little nod. Possibly... could have been, without spoilers, but a little bit like they could have gone a little bit harder. You know what I mean? They could have pushed it a little bit harder and literally killed off the franchise, but they didn't really, if you know what I'm saying. But I still love the ending. In my opinion, I think Uncharted 2 had the better ending, if I'm going to be honest. But the rest of the game, better than any other Uncharted, in my opinion. A lot of more smaller moments that, yeah, you know, I love, obviously being a Last of Us fanboy or whatever. So yeah, absolutely superb. So yeah, they're the three big games. Not much to say about MLB The Show, but the two other ones, absolute amazing games. Definitely games you'll be looking back at when this generation ends and think, oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank, that was really good. Oh, Uncharted, what a masterpiece that was. I think people will genuinely think that, and yeah, fantastic to see, you know what I'm saying, and you know, amazing that not only are they critically acclaimed and people are loving them and all that sort of stuff, but people are actually voting with their wallets and actually going out and buying them. So that's awesome to see as well. Ratchet and Clank, best-selling Ratchet game. Uncharted selling like hotcakes in Japan as well as the UK. I assume it's doing similar numbers in the US. I could be completely wrong, but I assume. So yeah, absolutely fantastic to see all this happening. Next thing I want to talk about is the smaller games. You know, for me, actually, although it's not a smaller game, I have to say this. Street Fighter 5, console exclusive technically, do you know what I mean? It's not really an exclusive, but Street Fighter 5, a very, very solid game. I will say that. Fighting mechanically wise, really solid. It just didn't have a lot of content, if we're going to be completely honest here. And I can understand why people are annoyed. Again, it's all free content, but at the end of the day, it should have come with the game. So, I can understand why people are annoyed. In terms of, you know, there's a lot of games, you know, you look at like your Witcher 3s, your Fallouts, that give you hundreds of hours of content for $60 or £40, whatever the hell you're paying, and then you look on the other side of the spectrum and you have a very watered down story mode. You got like the train, but it's not that, you know, but it was a solid game. It was a solid game. But the smaller games, The Witness, I thought was really surprising. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I mean, it's not like a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. The reason I never really, I don't think I've reviewed it, I could be exposed here, you know, full Witness review down below. No, I'm joking. But yeah, for me, I never finished the game just because it was so goddamn difficult, the last bit. I was like, forget this, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. But it was really fun while I played it. And yeah, a solid game without a shadow of a doubt, in my humble opinion. Then you had Shadow of the Beast, that's just dropped. Again, I'm not that far in it. A solid game. It's good. I don't think it's particularly a masterpiece or anything, but it's a solid game again, and it's a game that really lives off its gameplay mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Being a discount sort of game, being an indie game, that's completely fine. And the gameplay mechanics are fantastic, so I can't really complain too much about the game. It's just not really been on my radar with Uncharted. We've had, again, Valkyria Chronicles Remaster, which is Valkyria Chronicles, just remastered. I don't know what to say, you know. The game was fantastic. The remaster's fantastic. I will say this, though. There's not really... It's not... it has all the DLC and stuff, and I guess looks a little bit better. But it's... I mean, if you got the original game, you ain't getting these trophies. Let me tell you that for damn sure. So it's... I mean, it's just that. If you haven't got the game, pick it up. If you have got the game on the PS3... Is there really any reason to pick it up? I'm not too sure, but a solid game. A really good game. It's just not the greatest of remasters, if we're going to be honest, in my humble opinion. You got what else we had? What else we had? We've had some other stuff, but I forgot. If I'm going to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. And then I'll say, you know, in terms of multi-plat games, what have I actually been playing? I'm going to be honest, it's struggling. Obviously, FIFA is life. Do you know what I mean? But, like, in terms of multiplat, I don't really know. I played a little bit of the Division beta, but I didn't like the game, so I didn't buy it. I mean, what else really can I say? I went back and platinum Fallout 4, which was awesome. I really don't know. I don't think I've been playing that much in terms of multiplayer. It's mainly exclusives, which I guess is good as a console owner to buy exclusives, really, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I think a really solid year, fantastic year so far. You got a few, I guess, minor disappointments. Again, like I said, with the whole Street Fighter thing launching, had a very problematic launch online. A little bit lack of content and all that sort of stuff. So definitely a few hiccups along the way. But I think overall, very, very solid year. It's just going to be very interesting what they have for the rest of the year. Bear in mind that I think one of the bigger exclusives is dropping next month, so it's kind of, you know what I mean, obviously I'm making this video to prepare for that month to leave it free. Being No Man's Sky, I think that's a very big game. A lot of people are excited for it. Won the most anticipated game in a lot of awards and stuff, so be very interesting to see. I think it's going to be a solid game. I don't think it's going to be a masterpiece. I don't think it's going to be an Uncharted. I don't feel it's going to be like a Mass Effect or that sort of thing where it's, oh my god, everyone must play this game. I think it's going to be a solid game though. Definitely an 8, possibly a 9, but it could also drop down to a 6 or a 7. It just depends how the game does. But I think it'll sell well. People are excited. People love their Minecraft and their sort of exploration game. So I think this will do well. It might do better on PC, I'm going to be honest, simply because I feel that these sort of games do better on PC. But it's just going to be great to have we've got to have the announcement of VR mode for No Man's Sky. It'd be fantastic to see that. But yeah, guys, I definitely give it probably a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's been really good. Not too many hiccups, I'm going to be honest, and a lot of games that have kind of blown me away. And then I feel this year more than last year and years before, I don't really see, especially, obviously, you could argue I am, and that'd be completely fine, but a lot of, like, I guess, PlayStation fanboys or whatever, or fans at least. I'd like to class myself more as a fan. Probably be classed as a fanboy, though, let's be honest here. But for me, personally, I think you see a lot more people talking about games, do you know what I mean, than like sales and all that sort of stuff, you know. A lot of talk about games, either whether it be reviews or how many are coming out, because there's a lot. Yeah, so it's just simply incredible, in my humble opinion. 3 AAA exclusives in 5 months. What more can you really ask for, to be honest with you? And then you look next month, another huge AAA exclusive in No Man's Sky. 4 in 6 months. That's pretty good. Just over, I mean, I'm not that great at math, but just over 1 every other month, so that's going to be pretty impressive. And then looking at it later in the year, you've got yourself the old Last Guardian. Now, I'm excited for this game. I think I'm the only one. I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm literally the only guy still even caring about the Last Guardian, but I think it'll have its fan base, and I think it will sell pretty well, just because it's like, oh god, that's coming out, Jesus Christ, I heard about that 12 years ago or whatever, do you know what I'm saying? I think that'll have its own following. Horizon, I'm not too confident about that dropping this year, but I hope. So that's possible. GT Sport, amazing, cannot wait for that game, really cannot wait for that game to get Gran Turismo back on the PlayStation. And yeah, really, I think that's around about it, which is fantastic. Like, you know, let's be honest here. In my opinion, anyway, fantastic year for PlayStation. But yeah, just let me know down below, guys. I know it's a long video, I know it's rambling, but it's sort of a halfway through the year review, if you were, you know, halfway review. Yeah, let me know, what would you rate it? Would you say it's been a good year? Would you say you want a few more games? Do you agree with me on the whole Street Fighter thing? Are you saying, nah, absolutely not, Matt, the game's amazing or whatever? And that's completely fine, because I know even to this day people talk about lack of content, but I know a lot of people I know on YouTube and Twitter and that sort of stuff, they're literally playing Street Fighter all day, every day, so it's like, what the hell, do you know what I mean? Lack of content, probably put 300 hours into the goddamn thing. But yeah, let me know what you think of the year so far. Did you enjoy Uncharted? Did you think it was a fantastic 4 out of 10? You know what I mean? I'm not salty at all about that. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. But let me know what you think of the year so far. This has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in a new video.